Hi guys, it's Animation, and today I'm going to be reading you guys a book, and it's called The Red Pyramid. So let's get on with it. This is chapter 1 of the book. There are 41 chapters of this book, and there's going to be 41 videos, so yeah. Chapter 1. A Death at an Evil. We only have a few hours, so listen carefully. If you're hearing the story, you're already in danger. Sadie and I might be your only chance. Go to the school. Find the locker. I won't tell you which school or which locker, because if you're the right person, you'll find it. The combination is 13, 32, 33. By the time you finish listening, you'll know what those numbers mean. Just remember, the story we're about to tell you isn't complete yet. How it ends depends on you. The most important thing when you open the package and find what's inside, don't keep it longer than a week. Sure, it'll be tempting. I mean, it will grant you almost unlimited power, but if it possesses you for too long, it will consume you. Learn its secrets. Quickly, pass it on. Hide it for the next person, the way Sadie and I did for you. Then, be prepared for your life to get very interesting. Okay, Sadie is telling me to stop stalling and go on with the story. Fine. I guess it all started in London, the night our dad blew up in the British Museum. My name is Carter Kane. I'm 14, and my home is a suitcase. You think I'm kidding? Since I was 8 years old, my dad and I have traveled around the world, and I was born in ULA. But my dad's an archaeologist, so his work takes him all over. Mostly we go to Egypt, since that's his specialty. Go into a bookstore, find a book about Egypt. There's a pretty good chance it was written by Dr. Julius Kane. You want to know how the Egyptians pulled brains out of mummies? Or built the pyramids and cursed King Tut's tomb? My dad is your man. Of course, there are other reasons my dad moved around so much, but I didn't know his secret back then. I didn't go to school. My dad homeschooled me, if you call it homeschooling when you don't even have a home. He sort of taught me whatever he thought was important, so I learned a lot about Egypt and basketball stats, and my dad's favorite musicians. I read a lot too, pretty much anything that I can get into my hands on. From Dad's history books to fantasy novels, because I spent a lot of time sitting in hotels and airports and dig sites in foreign regions where I didn't know anybody. My dad was always telling me to put down the book and play some ball. You ever try to start a game of basketball in Aswan, Egypt? It's not easy. Anyway, my dad trained me early to keep my positions in a single suitcase that fits on an airplane overhead compartment. My dad packed the same way, except he was only allowed an extra work bag for his archaeology tools. Rule number 1. I was not allowed to look inside the work bag. That's the rule I never broke until the day of the explosion. It all happened on Christmas Eve. We were in London for the visitation day with my sister Sadie. See, Dad's only allowed 2 days in a year with her. In winter, 1 in summer, because our grandparents hate him. After Mom died, our grandparents, her parents, had a big court battle with Dad. After 6 lawyers, 2 fistfights, and nearly a fatal attack with a spatula, don't ask, they won the right to keep Sadie with them in England. She was only 6, 2 years younger than me, and they couldn't keep us both. At least that's the reason for their excuse not to take me. So Sadie was raised as a British school kid, and I traveled all around the world with my dad. We only saw Sadie twice a year, which was fine with me. Shut up, Sadie. Yes, I'm getting to that part. So anyway, my dad and I had just flown from Heathrow After a couple of delays in a drizzly cold afternoon, the whole taxi ride into the city, my dad kind of seemed nervous. Now, my dad is a big guy. You wouldn't think anything could make him nervous. He has dark brown skin like mine, piercing brown eyes, and a bald head with a goatee. He looks like a buff evil scientist. The afternoon, he wears cash winter coat and his best brown suit, the one he used for his public lectures. Usually, he exudes most of the confidence when he dominates the room when he walks into it. But sometimes, like that afternoon, I saw another side of him I didn't really understand. He kept looking over his shoulder like we were being followed. "Dad," I said, as we were getting off of A40, "what's wrong?" "No sign of them," he muttered. He must have realized that he'd spoken out loud, because he looked at me like he was startled. "Nothing, Carter. Everything's fine." But, which bothered me, was because Dad's a terrible liar. I always knew when he was hiding something, but I also knew no amount of pestering would get the truth out of him. He was probably trying to protect me. Though, from what I didn't know, sometimes I wonder if he had some dark secret in his past, some old enemy following him. Maybe because the idea seems ridiculous, but Dad's just an archaeologist. And that's for today. Thank you guys for watching, and this is part of chapter 1, so bye.